Hey guys, we're going to be reading chapters 10 through 12 of Dragon Master's Lane of the Spring Dragon. So when we left off, Drake was all by himself, and then a lot of fairies surrounded him. So let's see what is going to happen next. So chapter 10, The Riddle. The tiny fairies closed in around Drake. "Who has entered our forest?" one of the creatures asked. "My name is Drake," Drake replied. "My name is Kiora, and we are the wood sprites," the fairy said. "What are you doing here?" There we go. "I am on my way to see the spring dragon," Drake explained. "I need her help. Her dragon master, Breen, brought me here, but Breen has just disappeared. Can you help me find her?" The wood sprites grouped together and talked in low voices. Then Kiora flew in front of Drake's face. "We can help you," she said, "but first you must pass a test." "There sure are a lot of tests in the fairy world," Drake mumbled. Kiora put her hands on her hips. "We can go away, you know. Do you want to find the Dragon Master or not?" "Yes, I do," Drake said quickly. "What is the test?" "You must find a flower in the forest and bring it to us," Kiora answered. "Any flower?" he asked. Kiora shook her head. "No, one special flower. Listen." The wood sprites began to chant at once. "Find a flower the color of the sky, with a cherry for an eye. It has more petals than legs of a horse, but fewer than a spider's legs, of course." That has me thinking. I know that spiders have 8 legs and horses have 4 legs, so I know the number of petals will be somewhere in there. Drake tried to remember all of the clues. Color of the sky, cherry for an eye, more than 4 petals, fewer than 8 petals. "I'll find it," Drake promised. Drake jogged through the forest, followed by Kiora. He looked around for the flowers, but he couldn't imagine finding any in this dark, spooky place. "Flowers need sunlight to grow," Drake thought. "I need to find a brighter area in the forest." Soon he came to a clearing in the woods where colorful flowers bloomed. Drake ran to a patch of blue flowers and knelt down. "Color of the sky," he said. "And look, they have bright red centers, just like cherries. These must be the flowers in the riddle. Now I just have to count their petals." So that's them searching for it, and that's them in the clearing, looking at the flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he counted to himself. "That's it! 6 is more than 4 and less than 8. That was easy." "But that's not the right flower," Kiora said. Drake frowned. "But it has a red center like a cherry, 6 petals, and it's blue, the color of the sky." "Is it?" Kiora asked. "Of course the sky is—" Drake started to say, and then he looked up to see the pink sky overhead. "Oh, I forgot," Drake said. "The sky in fairy world is pink, not blue." Kiora giggled. "Very good. Keep looking." Drake searched and searched until he found some pink flowers. They had red centers. He counted the petals. 4 petals. "That's not enough," he said, frowning. He counted the petals on another pink flower. 9 petals, too many. He counted the petals on flower after flower. Finally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he called out. He plucked the flower from the ground and held it up to Kiora. "Is this it?" "It is," the fairy replied. "And now we will help you find your dragon master." So that's him looking up at the sky and him finding the flower. Kiora sprinkled glittery dust on the flower. It flew out of Drake's hand and planted itself in the ground. Then it began to grow and grow and grow. The flower grew bigger than Drake. "Whoa!" Drake exclaimed. Then the flower stem bent toward Drake. The petals surrounded him and the flower swallowed him up. "Good luck finding your friend," Kiora called out. OMG, look at what is happening. I would be terrified. Chapter 11, Captured. Drake tumbled down in the enormous green tube of the flower stem. It spat him out in the dirt. Drake stood up and looked around. He was underground. As his eyes adjusted to the dim light, he heard a voice. "Drake, over here!" Drake ran toward the voice and discovered Breen behind metal bars trapped in a cave. "Breen, I'm so glad I found you," he yelled. He grabbed the bars and gave them a tug. They didn't budge. "What happened? Who put you here?" "It's terrible," Breen answered. "An evil ogre scooped me up and brought me here. He's coming back to eat me." "An ogre?" Drake asked. "You mean like a big, mean giant?" Breen nodded. "Can you get me out of here, Drake?" Drake studied the cave. He would not be able to he would not be able to bend the thick metal bars. He did not see a way out. "What can I do?" he wondered. Suddenly, the ground beneath his feet began to shake. "The ogre is coming back!" Breen yelled. That's him coming out of the stem. And that is him trying to break Breen out of the jail. "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I need food in my tum-tum," the ogre chanted. Drake turned to see an enormous creature with a big belly stomping toward them. "Run, Drake, save yourself!" Breen shouted. "If you get eaten, you'll never save your land. Go now!" Breen's right. If I don't leave now, I may never find Fallon, Drake thought. But I can't leave her here to get eaten. He threw his body in front of the cave. The ogre roared as he thumped toward Drake. Arrgh! Looks like he is in a problem right now. Chapter 12, The Spring Dragon. "I can't let the ogre hurt you, Breen," Drake yelled. He bravely faced the ogre. "If you want Breen, you'll have to go through me," he called out. The ogre stomped up to Drake. Drake could feel the monster's hot breath on his face. "Stay back," Drake warned, balling his hands into fists. The ogre ignored Drake. He moved past him and pulled apart the bars on the cave with his big, strong arms. Breen calmly stepped through the opening. Oh. I think Breen was in on it. "Thanks, Glorp," Breen said. "Did I do a good pretending job?" Glorp asked. Breen agreed. "The best." Drake stared at them. "You mean he's not dangerous?" Drake asked Breen. "Glorp? No, he's a softie," Breen said. She waved to the ogre. "See you later." The ogre marched off. "Was that another trick?" Drake asked, and he wasn't angry with Breen. A wave of relief washed over him. "Another test, and you passed. You stayed to protect me when you could have run away to save yourself. Now Fallon knows you can be trusted." Drake's heart was still pounding. That was a pretty scary test. "Fallon has to be careful, Drake," Breen said. "There are greedy people in the world. People who would steal her and use her powers just for themselves. That is why she lives in secret, and why she will only help those who are worthy." "So, does that mean I get to see Fallon now?" Drake asked. Breen grinned. "Follow me." She led him out of the cave. Yep, there's them waving goodbye and them talking together. Breen led Drake into a bright green meadow. A beautiful green dragon sat on a hill covered with flowers. Her wings looked like big leaves, and tiny leaves sprouted from her body. "Fallon, we made it," Breen said. Her dragonstone began to glow. Breen smiled. "Fallon says that you have been very brave and smart, Drake," she said. "She will help you." "Thank you, Fallon," Drake said. "Can we go see my dragon worm? He can take us to Bracken right away." Breen climbed onto Fallon's back. "Come on, Drake," she said, helping him up. There's a picture of Fallon, trying to get it with some good light. As you guys see her, the top of her, looks like she kind of has antlers with flowers growing out of them. Same with her wings and towards her tail as well. She's a very pretty dragon. The spring dragon flapped her wings and flew into the air. They soared over the forest and meadows. Finally, Fallon landed, and Breen and Drake climbed off her back. They walked through the same tunnel as before until they came to a dirt wall. Fallon glowed and a hole opened up. They stepped back into Ines Bonba. That's them flying over everything. Worm was waiting for them. I knew you would find Fallon, he told Drake. Good job. Thanks, Worm, Drake said. He held out his hand to Breen. Touch Fallon and I'll touch Worm, he instructed. Once we're all connected, we can transport. I've never been outside of Ines Bonba before, Breen said. This is exciting. She grabbed Drake's hand and put one hand on her dragon. Then Worm transported them all to Bracken in a green burst of light. And we will leave off there at Chapter 13, Green. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you later.